In this video, we are going to talk about 10 traits that can be either effective or ineffective in a speaker. Trait number 1, posture. Now, posture is one of those things that is something small but it can say a lot. So, if you are slouched over like this, or if you're just down like this, obviously that's going to be ineffective. But if you present yourself and you stand up and deliver your speech like this, you're presenting yourself to the audience and it's drawing your audience in. So that is the effective way to use posture. Trait number 2, eye contact. Eye contact in a sense is like posture, but obviously except with your eyes. So you can be looking down or drawn to your notes and just not look up at the audience at all. And that shows that, 1, I feel like you're unprepared, and 2, it shows lack of confidence. So that's an ineffective way to use eye contact. Now, if you're looking up to your audience, it shows, 1, you're not really drawn to your notes and you don't need them, so it's not necessarily a tool. 2, it shows that you do have confidence. And 3, I feel like it has a little bit of a more personal connection when you look at your audience because they feel more drawn in. Trait number 3, gestures. Now, I feel that gestures aren't totally necessary for a speech, but I feel like they add because they add more of a personal connection, or in my eyes they do. But you have to make sure that they make sense when you use them. So let's say you're telling a story during your speech and you're saying, "I'm walking my dog." No, that's weird. Don't do that. Now, an effective way to use gestures would be to add. So like through this whole video, I've been just using my hands naturally just to have that more personal connection like I said before. Trait number 4, the volume of your voice. Now, let's say you're fairly close to your audience, so you feel that you don't need to talk as loud. So I'm going to give my speech like this, and I'm going to whisper it loud enough for them to hear me, but I'm still pretty soft. That is an ineffective way to use your voice. If you use your voice and you project it, that shows that you have volume, and that shows that you have confidence, and you want your audience to see that you have confidence when you're giving a speech. So, an effective way to use your voice is just project it, but not yell it. Trait number 5, the tone of your voice. Now, if you're talking in a monotone voice like this for your 5-minute speech, obviously nobody is going to want to listen to you. So, you want to keep the tones in your voice to keep your audience intrigued into what you're saying and not bored and falling asleep. Trait number 6, the speed of the delivery of your speech. Now, if you're talking really fast like this because you don't want anybody to understand you and you're nervous and you just want it to be over, don't talk really fast. You want it to be slow, you want it to be paced out. You want to have a couple pauses here and there to have the audience think. That's an effective way to use the speed. Trait number 7, the dictation of your words. Now, let's say like trait number 6, the speed, if you're talking really fast, you lose the dictation, and sometimes your audience will get confused to what you're saying if they can't really hear the pronunciation of the word. You want to make sure you dictate every single word that you say, but not think too much about it so you don't use it. So dictation, key. Trait number 8, you want to use formal language while giving a speech. So in your speech, you don't want to be like, "Yo dog, LOL, this dude." Don't do that. That's not professional at all. You want to use language to show that you're more mature in what you're saying, and so your audience will respect you more. Trait number 9, be organized. When you're preparing for your speech, you want to organize your thoughts and your points in a way that'll make sense to what you're trying to say. So if you go off on a little rampage that has nothing to do with what you're talking about, you don't want to put that in your speech. You want to have everything in your speech make sense and back up what your point of the speech is trying to say. Trait number 10, be professional and don't use name calling in your speech. So for example, let's say you're doing an opinion speech about Mexicans crossing the border into America. Don't say something like, "Oh, those stupid chinos, they shouldn't be crossing into our country." Say something like, "I don't agree that these people are illegally crossing into our country." I'm going to add on a number 11 bonus trait. So number 11, be positive. Preparing for a speech, if you're setting yourself up for disaster, saying, "Oh, no one's going to be interested in what I have to say, my speech isn't that good, I don't want to do this," you're not going to have that great of a speech. But if you say things like, "I gave my all preparing for this speech, I'm passionate about what I'm talking about," you're going to give a good speech.